Hey guys, welcome to Simply Bitcoin, a channel that breaks down all the daily Bitcoin news, from Twitter to important updates to those cringy daily fails. We've got it all. But before we get started, drop us a like and subscribe. All right, let's kick it off with the Clark Moody dashboard. Block height 649,685. Price 10,254. Chain rewrite days 518, and total Lightning capacity 1,105.80 BTC.
Super bullish on the Lightning, man. I'm so
Right?
It just makes me so happy every time I see that. Phil, it's time for
The Daily Fail. The Daily Fail is brought to us by Mike in Space. And for the Bitcoiners who don't know him, I used to follow him when I was a noob, and I was even partially shitcoining. I didn't know any better, and this guy comes across as thoughtful and putting out ideas that make you think, but really at the end of the day, it's absolute BS. Okay. So you just put out this tweet about MicroStrategy, right? With a bunch of arrows pointing to random spots on the Bitcoin price chart. And it looks like it could be thought provoking if you're ignorant. Okay. If you're ignorant, this looks like, oh yeah, what's he trying to say? He's saying absolutely nothing. And I just, when it comes to noobs and stuff like that, I actually warn people against people like him. I have yet to find a tweet of his that is actually thought-provoking or that is of interest or anything like that. Anyways.
what's the lesson?
The lesson is, just be careful of, I don't know, man. Just be careful of the people that are confused themselves.
Be careful of the people that are confused themselves. What about you, Satoshi? What do you think? Satoshi agrees with you. All right, guys, it's time for the Daily Meme Review. All right, here we go. And it's by Bitcoin Meme Hub.
Meme Hub, man. He just grinds them out.
It's never too late to stack sats. You're right. I should just go at 6.1. I'm trying to... Oh my god, dude. It did have volume, but it was fucking hilarious. Especially if you watch soccer.
Yeah.
So, drum roll, please. What are you going to give it, Phil?
Okay.
The hype. The hype.
You ready?
7.5. Okay. Solid. I'm going to give it the same exact score because if it had audio, I would give it more, but it made me laugh, and you know that I'm a sucker for any meme that makes me laugh. So what about you, Phil? Why'd you give it 7.5?
I liked it. I don't love it. I think it's very specific to soccer fans.
Yeah, that's what I got it.
Or football, right? Because it's the same. So, yeah. I don't know. For me, it's good, but it's not great.
I got you.
Don't get me wrong. He churns out so many memes. It's like he's got tons of gold, but that one is just okay.
Absolutely. Man, so the news is crazy today. Guys, it's time for the Daily News, sponsored by... Guys, this was huge. Venezuela legalizes crypto mining, but will force industry into national pools. Venezuela's government has given cryptocurrency miners, they really mean Bitcoin miners, guys. The majority of Venezuelans, they're mining Bitcoin. So firstly, the government department responsible for regulating cryptos has legalized the mining industry. Local industries news, Crypto Noticias reported Tuesday. And basically, what they're suggesting, Phil, is mining is legal, but you have to use the Venezuelan government's state-owned pool, right? So I spoke to my uncle, who's Venezuelan, and I also spoke to another Venezuelan miner, and I'll pull up his tweet right now as we are speaking. And I asked him about this, because it was Venezuela legalized, and I said, thoughts? And he said, in his own words, he said, they don't have any to pool to mandate anything. So that part can be absolutely ignored. There are 200 good things on the paper released yesterday, and all the media is focusing on the only one negative. That also doesn't even make sense. We should be celebrating. And I tend to agree with him, man, because look, the state, it gives the state a reason to seize mining operations, but at the same time, it's very hard for the state to enforce that. It's very hard for the state to enforce to use their pool. So overall, it's very bullish for miners in Venezuela. I also talked to my uncle. He thought it was a great piece of news, and it's just and again, Phil, it's this current theme that we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. Kazakhstan, Iran, now Venezuela. The further decentralization of mining of Bitcoin is a good thing, and I'm glad that this is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, you know, so I'm kind of on the fence about it, only because I don't really understand what government regulation truly means in action, right? Because at the end of the day, this is all new, and they're going to try to essentially put, old style regulations on something that is new. And like you said, parts of it are seemingly unenforceable in reality, right? So I think it's good news, but I think, as always, we should remain cautious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever governments get involved, you know that there's all kinds of random red tape that starts to appear for no apparent reason from a bunch of people who have no idea what they're doing.
Of course.
But they're good at creating red tape.
Of course. I definitely agree. And if it was in a Western country, I would absolutely agree with you. But you guys, everyone has to remember, Venezuela is the Wild West, right? Yeah. It really is the Wild West. There is no rule of law there. It's who you know. It's who it's who you're in bed with. The meeting, not the actual thing. But but yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. So another mining piece of news today. It was pretty big. I've been following this for quite a while because Bitmain are the guys that I usually buy most of my miners from. So Bitmain's co-founder Jihan Wu, he's the mother effer that started the Bcash fork, and you know what they say, karma is a biatch. So basically, they're fighting over the control of Bitmain, right? And here's kind of kind of a breakdown of what's going on, and the battle for control between between co-founders Jihan Wu and Mikri Zihan has been one of the most impactful and unexpected events of 2020 in the Bitcoin mining industry. The unfolding event has significantly damaged the brand of Bitmain and has caused a significant loss of customers for the largest Bitcoin ASIC manufacturer. MicroBT, the only other manufacturer with a rig that roughly matches the efficiency of Bitmain's latest gen rig, which is the S19, has captured the lion's share of the departing customers. This has served to intensify the competition in the Bitcoin ASIC hardware. So, guys, for us consumers, it's actually a good thing because Bitmain does not have a monopoly like they used to. In 2017, Bitmain controlled 70% of the market share. The S9s were just that was the place to be, and now there's a clear competition between the two. So for us consumers, it's a good thing. But man, Jihan's had it coming, man. Jihan's had it coming. He played dirty with Bitcoin Cash. He played dirty, and you know what? You know what they say? Karma is a biatch. And in China, it's very relentless. It's a very cutthroat country in terms of business, and this is pretty crazy.
I think what happened with him was definitely one of those displays of megalomania, right? Where you really believe that you're the center of the universe and the all, and he really thought that him and his Roger Ver and CSW thought that they could go and make a play for the network, and there you go.
There you go.
So
there you go. And and now he's losing his most precious asset, which is the biggest mining conglomerate in the world. And it looks like they took a big hit, and I can attest to that because it's been incredibly hard to get the S19, which is the latest Antminer that's been come out, and I know that it's a sourcing issue. I know that they're having trouble over there. But Phil, there's there's a pretty big Bitcoin software release today. Why don't you tell us about it?
Software releases. All right. We've got Tails version 4.11 released. All right. So in this version, we've got Tor browser version 10 that's in it, Thunderbird version 68.12. Oh, 68.12. Linux version 5.7.17. And Python 3 Trezor version 11.6 adds compatibility with the new Trezor Model T.
That's awesome.
So, yep, that's Tails.
That's awesome, man. That's I love Tails. You know, for anyone that doesn't know,
Tails is a great OS.
It runs purely on your RAM, right? So the moment that you shut down your PC or you close it, it completely wipes the whole anything that you're working on. It's awesome for the privacy focused Bitcoiners or any privacy focused persons. Phil, you were telling me about the podcast that you were dropping with Zlock, man. I definitely want to hear it. That's the dude that came up with the honey badger that CoinKite uses, right?
That's right. He's the guy who made the logo, and I was supposed to have a release with him a couple of weeks ago, but I messed that up. So he was kind enough to re-record with me, and he's going to be on the Fun with Bitcoin podcast, which is dropping tomorrow. Check it out. And yeah, we had a great chat. He is totally wise and goes all out there about everything. At one point, though, he has some analogy about some yogurt analogy, which totally lost me. So I got to re-listen to it myself.
Dude, I'm definitely going to check that out. Zlock is the man. He's an OG. He's really an OG, man.
Yeah, that's right.
That guy dropped some real wisdom. Anyways, guys, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for listening. On behalf of Satoshi and I and my homie, my big bro, Phil, thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in tomorrow if you want Simply Bitcoin and no freaking shiitake coins.